Five, four, three, two, one. Hello, fellow traders. 'Tis I, TheRumpledOne, coming to you on Thursday, October the 7th. The year's 2021. Let's talk trading. How to improve your trading, part 2. These videos are for educational purposes only. Your results may differ from mine. Yesterday, I went over the areas that you would have to focus on if you want to improve your trading. One of the areas is risk management, and that's also coupled with money management. That's one part of the three-legged stool of trading, the way I see it. Now, another leg would be your method. And it really should be one method, because that way you cut down on the variables. And then the third thing is your brain, your psychology, your emotions. You have to manage those, because those play a real major part in whether or not you are profitable as a trader. And that's simply because you can see that this fact is true. Is you take one method, you can give it to every trader in the world. Some will be profitable and some won't. I mean, you could cut down all the variables. You could say you can only trade this pair. You could only trade between these times. And if you wanted to, you could only trade in one direction. But you give it to, a handful of traders or 100 traders or 1,000 traders, and some will be profitable and some won't. Some will be highly profitable. Some will be marginally profitable. So it gets down to the individual. If you're familiar with that famous turtle experiment, where I forget the guy's name, but he had his turtles and he taught these guys how to trade, and some were successful and some weren't. So same teacher, the only difference was the students. To improve your trading, you really have to work on yourself. Now, I had a trader contact me yesterday, and he wanted me to work on an indicator or something, and he wanted to use a couple of oscillators. And, I'm more than happy to help you guys out. If you send me something, I'll work on it. If I have to build an indicator from scratch, I'm not going to charge you. I say, hey, if you like what I do, send me a donation. It's that simple. Whatever it was worth to you. Because if I were to put a price tag on it, nobody would ever want to pay me for my time. And it's not because I've got a big head or anything that I value my time so much. It's just that I've got so many years experience in trading and in programming. It's worth something. I may not be a Picasso and want to charge, $10,000 for a napkin where I, scribbled on it for 5 minutes, but I think you get the point. So the focus is on you. And the reason I brought up that other trader was because the system he had was just too complex, too complicated, too many pieces. So I want to go over, horizontal lines for the umpteenth time, because to me, that's what trading almost always gets down to. So got a simple indicator here. Let's see. TRO HL5, I've got 3 instances of it, okay? One of them puts in yesterday's high, open, bottom, and low. The other instance puts in today's low and today's high. And then the other instance puts in the close and the closing price, and it just tells you how many ATRs it is away, or what percent of ATR it is away from the open. So you've got some horizontal lines on the chart. And In this case, it's a H1 chart. One of my oldest rules of thumb has been in Forex, don't trade against the H1 candle color. So we even have some wall lines on there. So what I'm going to do is I am going to turn this indicator off. You know, it's funny, when I put this, I should have put turn on true. Otherwise, if it's turn on false, it would be off. But that's kind of like with Microsoft, hit the start button to stop the computer. Anyway, so we've got these simple lines here. And actually, one version puts in the rat. So maybe let's even take that one out. Which one of these? That's the ATR. So I guess that's high, low. Okay, I think this one puts in the rat. Okay, let me find who's putting in the rat. Show high, no, show open offset false. Show open offset false. So is it this one? Oops, it's candle color. Show. No, it's not. I'm looking at the wrong thing. I need to show high, low offset. Show high, low offset. We're going to turn that to false. While I'm in here, excuse me, I'm going to set this back to 15 because price has changed. Okay. So the shaded area represents the wick zone, just so you know. So keeping things simple, we're going to trade at certain lines. Basically, we're going to look at today's open line, which pretty much is the same as yesterday's close. So that's why I only have it here. Otherwise, you'd have like an overlap. So we'll trade yesterday's close, yesterday's low, yesterday's high. So those are the lines we're going to look to trade. So you can see right here, yesterday's close. I'm sorry, this is today's close. Yesterday's close was right here. And because of the way Forex is, you have those crazy spreads in the beginning. So you probably couldn't have actually traded this line. But you come down here, you see, hit the line, went up a bit. So you could take that line to the south, take your money off the table because this is still the Asian session here. And then when you see coming into the London session, it went below and then came screaming above. And this is just following. And I was just speaking with Walmart, and I said, a refinement um, to our higher low, lower high box method is that we're on the semaphore that we have to wait for some pushes. Now, I mentioned that in yesterday's video and didn't get a chance to show you what I'm talking about. So right here is what I'm talking about. The way I've got the TRO dynamic support and resistance indicators set up right here. Normally the default is 5 and that simulates the 1 ball. Well, I changed it to 34 to simulate the 3 ball. So you can see here, there's all these 1 balls pushing down. Well, here's the first time the 3 ball would have appeared, because this 3 ball moves down and sometimes, and then it goes back, and they say it's repainting when all it's doing is actually updating in real time. So you had a horizontal push down here. So then you had another push, a single, which when I say horizontal, it has to have 2 or more of the diamonds in the same spot. So this is a no trade. This is a no trade. On the third one, if you want, you can take it, but you have to do is you have to look at the distance. And so you can see here it was less than 10 pips. So best thing to do is pass. And here's another horizontal push. You could have taken it, but once again, you can see here, these brown diamonds represent the lowest high. And so that was only good for a pips, but it still hasn't been 10 pips. So you wait, and then you come down here, and you see you didn't get the, you got another push, and then you got another level here. But notice, it didn't hit that one, didn't hit that one, but right here, it came up. That was good for, a couple of pips. Then it dipped back down. If you didn't take it, gave you a second opportunity. But then you see here, you got more pips. Take the pips off the table. It came back down here. There was more pips. You can take it off. And then here, it's like, do you get greedy? How many times do you go to the same well? Here you had once, twice, 3 times. And you can see here, it's really failing to make higher highs. And so sooner or later, it just gave up the ghost. And then here, and come back down here, we got another level. And from the beginning, we've won about 15 pips or more. And then that's when you get what we call the nice run. And there you could have probably gotten about 5 pips. Second time, here you could have probably gotten about 5 pips. Third time, here you probably could have gotten, 3 pips, maybe 4 pips. And then it came back, and it would probably been smart not to take this trade, but that would have been the one you'd be kicking yourself, but that's okay. And then here we go once again. You come down horizontal, doesn't break those diamonds, pushes back down. Here's another opportunity here, but you probably would have taken the 90 trade. At least I know Walmart probably would have, and then would have moved up. And that's how you trade this. So right now you see you've got this opportunity to enter the trade here and possibly pick up some more pips. So you can mark this as 3588 that I called. Well, here it is. There it goes. And so that's how you can improve. Well, you have to look at the chart, analyze, and see, wait a minute, yeah, I'm getting these signals, but I need to wait. I need to wait for at least 10 pip distance between here and here before I start to enter. And it's simple things like that. It cuts down on trading, but it's profitable. See, there was 2 pips to be had, just about. So, fellow traders, I hope that helps. So when you sit down at your trading platform, always remember, never forget, it's not what you trade, it's how you trade it. So go out there and drain the banks, and hit subscribe and smash the like button, as they say. This is the Rumpled One, over and out.